No, for those that weren't here, a couple representatives, I'll just reiterate the rules from the chair earlier today is there'll be one question after 3 minutes of testimony from the witness. Are there any further questions? Thank you. The chair now calls Wes Miller for testimony. Welcome to committee. You may proceed.
Thank you. No relation, right?
No relation.
All right. Chair Abrams, Vice Chair Miller, Ranking Member Thomas, members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to testify today, and thank you for your service, Rep. Gambari. My name is, excuse me, I'm battling a little cold. My name is Wes Miller. I currently live in Plano, Texas, but Ohio still feels like home to me. I spent the first 34 years of my life here in Columbus. My entire family, many close friends, several of whom are here with me today, still live here. I'm here because this bill will directly affect people I care deeply about and institutions across the state of Ohio. I've reviewed the November 19th revision of HB 1. I'll acknowledge that it changes the bill from terrible to bad, but I'm still here to testify against it on principle. This bill does nothing to improve national security. The bill has been framed as a matter of such that logic simply does not hold up. National security is the responsibility of the federal government. States do not determine foreign policy, intelligence strategy, or counter-espionage. Ohio's legislature simply does not have the tools or authority to do that work. If the concern were truly national security, we would be discussing federal visa policy and intelligence coordination. What this bill does do is restrict property ownership by people who are here legally, students, doctors, engineers, researchers, entrepreneurs, simply because where they were born. That doesn't stop espionage, it simply tells some of our neighbors they are not trusted here. Let's be honest, this bill is about politics. The political climate today is not the same as when this legislation was first introduced a year ago. America is deeply divided, and voters across the country are showing fatigue with policies that pit communities against one another. Recent polling, special elections, and primaries across the country reflect that frustration. Don't take my word for it. Ask Cecil Bell or Stan Kitzman, two incumbent Texas House reps and sponsors of SB 17, both defeated in their primaries just 2 weeks ago. Voters are smart. They know the difference between policy and politics. They're asking for solutions, not more division. The question before this committee is simple. Do Ohioans really want legislation that divides them even further? This bill does not just affect legal immigrants, it will hurt all Ohioans. It will hurt the economy. When states pass laws that target legal immigrants, talented people choose to live, work, and invest somewhere else, like Michigan. It will hurt Ohio's workforce. The state is already struggling to find talent in several sectors, including healthcare, where many communities face shortages of doctors and specialists. This bill will only make that problem worse by discouraging skilled professionals from coming here. It will hurt education and academia. Universities depend on talented students, researchers, and faculty from around the world. Policies. I've spent this past several months meeting with members of this committee. I've met with all 4 Democrats and most of the Republicans. I'm not going to call anybody out by name, but I will say that at least 2 of the Republican committee members shared serious concerns about this legislation at the fundamental level.
Thank you, sir. Are there any questions for the witness from the committee?
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Thank you, Mr. Miller, for being here. I certainly appreciate it. I wanted to ask you talked about it takes the bill from going terrible to bad. And I want to talk to you about something that has changed in the bill. And I want to kind of gauge your sense as to whether you think this helps or do you think it could potentially cause a little bit more confusion. So it says here that it shifts enforcement of protected property prohibition from the Attorney General's office to county sheriffs and county prosecutors. Now, when I look at this, with all due respect, I do feel like decisions with that shift could become inconsistent and subjective. Now, that's my thoughts, but I want to get your thoughts on if this shift makes this bill go from that terrible to bad in your thought process.
Thank you, Representative Humphrey. First, I'm not a legal expert. But what I will say is just from what I've read, there's already been a lot of confusion around enforcing this bill in the state of Texas.
Thank you, sir. Ranking Member Thomas.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for your testimony. Welcome back to Ohio.
Thank you. Go Bucks.
You indicated you came from Florida.
Texas.
Traveling from that distance to come here. Obviously, this bill means an awful lot to you. Now, my question is, you came from Florida.
Texas.
I'm sorry,
But
Texas. I said.
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry. You came from Texas. I said Florida. Apologies.
Same difference. I'm kidding.
Now, the bill says a 10-mile radius to protect critical infrastructure. You came,
This? Yes. Yeah. You have a bigger one? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
no.
Can
In other
someone else hold
words,
that up, Sean? Thank you. Yes.
in other words, a 10-mile structure, and this is what I was to get at. First of all, clearly, you couldn't live anywhere within the confines of the state of Ohio.
Just within those blue little tracts of land, sir.
Wow.
Yeah, right down there. One is in Terry Johnson's district and a few other slivers throughout the state.
Turn it to the camera, man. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Ranking Member. Are there any further questions from the committee?
I can't. Well, I know I can't. I got more questions.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The chair now calls Howe